This is Florida Natural Farming at Frog Valley Tropical Fruit Farm. I'm just in the middle of putting in my vegetable garden. It's time. Gets smaller and smaller and smaller, but I try to put one in every year of some sort, experiment every time a little bit. So I'm doing it the old school this way with the just pure zebu manure, dried zebu manure that I soaked overnight in water, rainwater, and then crumbled up and mixed in the soil. So I've already done all the hard part, so I'll just show you that. And I'm gonna check the Kwai Muk fruit tree and the lemon tree, because we got lemons. Just looking at my aeroids quickly. We got lemons, but there's so many weird rules on the lemons that I just don't want anyone coming here and wanting to confiscate or kill my citrus trees for any reason. So I only sell the seeds from my citrus. That way they can't do that. I'm not exporting fruit or live plant material, or green plant material or plants, living plants. And I bought plenty of seeds from California of organic citrus, so I know it's totally fine. So that's what I do. We only have the Micco lemon, but we get a lot of them, and enough to keep 2 trees is more than enough to keep us in lemons 4 years from seed. Try to get off the phytochemical rants or talks, whatever you want to call them. So I didn't look up anything today. I didn't want to get influenced. I just wanted to get into the market garden way. So I have a bunch of seeds. They're all organic seeds. We don't sell any market produce. It's just for the house. And I try to do it every year. We have moringa and stuff like that growing, and lemongrass and katuk and cashew leaves. So we have plenty of perennial greens. But the annual market greens, the carrots, the lettuces, tomatoes, I guess. I got the asparagus, seed-grown asparagus. So this is where I did it, or I'm doing it. I don't know, it's like 20 feet long by like 5 feet wide, I guess. I put hay over it, the hay we use in our bedding and the hay that we feed our cows. So it's a grass hay that's nothing sprayed on. So like the cheapest hay you can buy. But you have to check where it's from. So that's what it is. That was like from the barn I put down here a couple months ago. I think I did a video of it. Yeah, I covered over the bidons and everything with it, and then I just scraped it back, and then got like a 5-gallon bucket of cow manure that I collected in the pasture, those dried dungs, and soaked them in water, and then crumbled it up, and then dug it out once. There's a little asparagus in through here. I've had vegetable gardens in here before with compost that was like, I don't know, 10 inches deep, but the compost disappears. It shouldn't stay in one spot. It's too bioactive here in Florida because of the sand. It didn't get wasted, but it spread out. Created this. There's the asparagus there. The mangoes, they look so lush. The mangoes look great. Asparagus, torch ginger. This torch ginger, silly me, was so arrogant about dividing it, and I divided it during the drought because I thought, oh, my torch ginger can survive drought. Well, it almost killed the parent plant, and very few of the divisions I made survived, so I'm not going to do that again. Nope. I have enough started around the place that it wasn't so much a setback, but it was a shame because that was a beautiful big clump of torch ginger there that almost killed. Looks like a nice row though now. It's a pink torch ginger. It did get hit by the freeze though too, so there's that problem. So I'm gonna go to the it's my favorite mango tree on the property. Yes. I hate to have favorites, but if there's a favorite, it's her. Thank you, mango. Thank you, India, for the mango trees. And the jackfruit. Let me look at this jackfruit. I still haven't picked this jackfruit. So there's a seed-grown asparagus. It's all dry farmed. I'm going to try and dry farm the vegetables over there. I forgot to mention that. So I like to dry farm my stuff. You can do it. I just want to see old school method of just using pure manure, cow manure, which is like from the 60s. Or, is when I knew about it, 60s and 70s. Holistic, clean cow manure. I don't do that anymore. So I just want to see how it goes. So here's our jackfruit tree. That has a fruit on it that I've been waiting for diligently. It's getting close, I think. Getting close. This big giant Inga tree. See all the flowers on it? It's covered in flowers. This is Inga Vero, which is not the best tasting ice cream bean in the world. I think as soon as it found out I knew that, it just was like, I'm not going to produce fruit for this person. It hasn't produced any fruit. It's been in the ground 6 years. It's a big tree. Should have produced fruit. We have some other Ingas near it, so hopefully when they get bigger and flower, they will maybe cross-pollinate. I don't know. But I knew I didn't like its fruit. I've had it. No, I don't like the Inga Vero fruit. This is a Ras Zapote there. It's one of my favorite trees. The wood ducks. They're amazing. They spray to keep the weeds off the ponds, but the wood ducks eat the weeds if you don't spray the weeds. Oh, it's just so sad what they do in Florida. Really sad. There's the wood ducks. They're cute. I guess they're getting used to being me talking around them. I think some of them are the babies from this year. There's like 15 of them in there. Back to the fruit trees. Dazzled by the ducks. Oh, yeah, I see a bunch on shore. Oh yeah, it's Kwai Muk Day. I wanted to check to see if it was a fruit day on the biodynamic calendar, but I didn't. But obviously it is because, ta-da! My favorite fruit. I didn't have it yesterday and I could taste it. Just thinking about it, I could taste it. So they like are rock hard, and then when they're pickable, they get soft. They turn a shade of brown, a fawn color, yellow color like that. This is a big one. This is a nice fruit. I don't really like sharing these fruit, to be honest with you. Of all my trees, this is the one I don't. It's like mine. Yes, I hate to be that way, but this fruit drove me to it. They're nice, beautiful fruit, and just gotta let it ripen on the counter a day or two. I usually only wait a day because I like them with a little tart, sweet taste, and you just eat the whole thing. Then it has a few little seeds in it. They're like $5 each, but all of mine are spoken for, unfortunately. I love it when that happens. So yeah, that's the Kwai Muk, my favorite fruit. I guess if I had to stroke out, it would be from the energy I get when I see a fruit. I don't know, the exhilaration. It's kind of bizarre. You know what I'm talking about, you plant freaks. Hopefully that won't happen for my diet. Is that one more ripe? I think it might be. I didn't see it, but I see a ripe fruit. I gotta go look at it. I think it's a ripe fruit. Must have been a fruit day. I'm gonna have to check after I go in the house. Because I grabbed the bowl and said fruit. Fruit, and it is a fruit day, I'm telling you. Kind of waited 10 years for this moment, or a moment like this. Growing this tree in Florida. I planted a Kwai Muk that I've had for 10 years right in front of our front door. Tiny little tree. Yeah, this one's ready to pick. You could let them ripen on the tree until they're more brown, but I'd rather get the fruit in my hand when it's like this than wait. I was looking at this, looks like a cicada or something. Creepy looking bug. Beautiful Florida. Gotta love it. Thank you, tree. Blessed tree. I don't know how I could ever leave the fruit for this tree. It does start producing a lot of fruit eventually. I heard like 1800, but We're not there yet. It just started fruiting for the first time last year. I got 5 fruit off that tree last year. This year I got about 30, I would guess. We dry farm everything. We're biodynamic, certified rare tropical fruit farm. We're biodynamic because it looks at the environment into farm systems. So nature and farming together. That's what they stand for, I believe. You know, see if I can carry this bowl and walk over there, or if I should set this bowl down and then, so I'm gonna go over to the lemons. This is how tough my day is. I have to figure out how to videotape. I'm just gonna videotape and go look and then come get the bowl. Because it's just too hard. Too many things to look at. This looks so good here. It's just really the aroids are looking good. I saw one I planted. Here's one that I got. This is a gift from one of my YouTube people. Lives in Vero Beach. Thank you, Scott. But this one was for me, and this is a philodendron memii. I can see how they're going to start doing good. So this was a cutting. It's looking great. That's a new leaf. Planted with this really nice cone ginger. And another really nice ginger rugosa. It's kind of like suffered from the drought, but it's coming back. It's right there. It's right there. It's coming back. It looks good. Thank God. Oh, don't want to lose that. Where am I going? To the lemon tree. The lemon tree. And the sugar apples. One last run down the sugar apple row. If I can get to it. If the lemons are as overwhelming as the Kwai Muk, then I'm gonna have to go get the bowl and harvest lemons and squeeze the juice and get the seeds. So we eat all the juice so far off the lemons, 2 trees that are producing. They were the first seed-grown trees I tried of citrus, our citrus from our tree, from our forest at our beach house, the Micco lemon. Garcinia intermedia has fruit on it. Can you see it? I don't know. So I mean, this job is so hard. You have to like, it's hard, but it's not hard. I really can't complain, really. I mean, this is the cacao tree that fruited last year. It's gonna fruit again this year. I guess it produced fruit this year. It'll produce fruit for next year too. I see some flower activity on it. Got beat up by the hurricane Ian. It had new leaf growth on it. So that's what all these torn up leaves are, but it sent out more new growth, which is good. So hopefully those leaves won't get torn up. Stressful, all these plants. Having to worry about them. Thank God we don't have to worry about water. I couldn't imagine having to worry about having to water. Look at those cacao, how nice they look. Those seedling cacao. Some of them are sister trees to that fruiting cacao, and some of them are a red variety, a giant red fruit variety. I see there's some down here. from Montoso Gardens, the Trinitoro. Excited about those. Those are like a year old, starting their second year, or no? Yeah, they're a year old. That's all. Huh? 4 more years, I guess, to fruit. I've been getting mulberries off this little mulberry here. This is Chiang Mai 60, which is nice. They're just not a lot of intense flavor with them, which they're good. I'm not gonna knock them, but I don't know. I've had better mulberries. They're just not fruiting right now, so maybe that's the secret of it. Okay, I'm gonna walk over to the lemon tree. It's a ginger officinalis. Look at that little frog. See it? It's green on green on green. Oh, little frog. That's why you don't mow, because all this stuff lives in the unmowed stuff. All this stuff that makes it biogenic. Is that what it is? Bioactive. I think biogenics is the name of that. Anyway, I'm not going to say. I'm trying to think what it was, but I can't think of it right now. Try not to think. That's really beautiful here. There's all kinds of little gingers and stuff planted throughout here. It just, to be honest with you, when I had the water connected to these big trees, I think it hindered them and caused rot, to be honest, because the bananas suffered and the gingers just weren't growing that well. But since I haven't had because I connected some of the big grafted trees to our artesian well drip for about, I don't know, a year and a half probably. But I think it caused more damage than not. But it's been a couple of years since I've done that, so since I've stopped using it. And I did divide out all these bananas. So some did good, some didn't. I am going over to the lemons. There's so many bugs and other insects. Bugs and other insects. Bugs are other insects, right? That's pretty here. Thank God for Florida. It's that cashew tree, which I have a newfound respect for now that I see that it is a micronutrient powerhouse. So obviously, people looking for micronutrients could powder guava leaves for plant micronutrients. Just saying. Along with feed, cow feed. People always try to look for nutrients. We're gonna get these nutrients. It's like, oh my God, please. That little bird. Yep. Bioactive compounds. That's what she is. That little bird. That's what the frog is. Bioactive compounds are in all life. So if you don't have all the bioactive compounds in a living system, then you're not going to have as fertile a system in a like something that didn't look at nature. Go over to the lemons, Eric. I don't know, this place just really, Florida just really, I'm just amazed by it, all that it just gives. That's why everyone's moving here, I guess. But land ain't cheap anymore, unfortunately. Oh yeah. Can I talk about that? Yeah. The Micco lemon. Look at those beauties. So this is no water, you know, because nothing's watered. These lemon trees have never been connected to water. Seed grown, 4 years. From a lemon tree from our beach house that's grown in the forest. It's in 2.5 acres of like woods in the back of the property. 2 trees that produce prolifically these like giant and smaller lemons that are like, I don't know, they're like almost like there's like grapefruit or smell in them. But they make this delicious juice, and they have like peck marks on them from birds. That was from the birds. That's not greening. They would be beautiful and gorgeous if the birds hadn't done that when they were green. But they come in like different sizes and shapes, but they all produce a lot of juice, like 2/3 to 3/4 a cup each. They're nice, and this is just how the parent tree was. So it's like, or is, the parent tree is still there producing. It produces lemons every year. Never watered on a sand dune, basically at the beach. So I planted a lot of these now. They do great. They're like weeds from seed. I've started seeds from these 2 trees. These have the same lemons on them, hundreds of them. These trees produced the most fruit last year, these 2 trees, and they produced the most fruit this year, and they're just covered in freaking lemons. And they don't drop off. I haven't seen them drop off. This one looks like it's dropped off, but it's sitting on the ground. It's because there's so much fruit. And all those marks are from the birds. I mean, there's fruit over fruit over fruit, but they're the ones that didn't get hit by birds are totally clean. This fruit is sitting on the ground. Totally healthy green leaves. See, I can't ship the fruit, unfortunately. We're not to the point where we're gonna ship it, but we're gonna be to the point within the next 5 years where we're gonna have to talk to somebody about shipping the fruit, because people are gonna want it. I guess I could process it all, send it to a processor and have it all juiced as biodynamic juice. Yeah, I could probably do that. There's plenty of citrus producers around here. I think there's an organic producer around here too. So anyway, this is Frog Valley Tropical Fruit Farm. I hope you have a beautiful day.